Hi everyone, I'm here today to unbox and compare the Galaxy Watch 4 Classic to my old classic Galaxy Watch, which I've used every day for the last year. So first let's unbox a brand new Galaxy Watch 4 Classic, which is the 46mm Bluetooth version. Okay, so now let's take a look at the new Galaxy Watch 4, and this is the Classic edition, the 46mm size, the watch face. And as you can see, it's completely brand new, unsealed, so I'm just going to take a quick look. So it just comes right off, just like an Apple Watch. It's very similar, very simple packaging. That's what comes to mind. In here, we've got the charging cable by the looks of it. It's very tightly in there, very snug on the packaging, very minimalistic. Okay, so it's the wireless charger is very different from the old one that we had a look at for the original Galaxy Watch. It's more of an Apple style. And just on the other side here, let's just take a quick look. It looks like it's the quick start guide and the warranty that comes with everything, so I'll probably just have a quick look at that just off camera before I get started. I will note that the home key and the back key are actually the opposite way around to the original Galaxy Watch. I'm not sure about the other models of Galaxy Watch, but it's definitely different. And the warranty card here, which make sure not to lose. And finally, let's take a look at the actual Galaxy Watch 4 Classic Edition. A very simple packaging, which I really like. It's a little bit dusty there from the top box, but it looks very nice and very clean. Yeah, it feels a little bit lighter than the other watch. And yeah, you can see all the sensors on there. They look a little bit different, a little bit more updated, and it looks a little bit thinner, so I will compare it later. And this is the medium large strap, which I'll probably try on this video before I swap it out for my own nylon strap later on. And that's it, very simple box, very minimal packaging. So let's compare this unboxing experience to the unboxing experience of the first classic Galaxy Watch. I will note that I did buy the watch used around a year ago, but it did come with the box and the full contents of the box. Okay guys, so now we're going to have a look at the Galaxy Watch. As you can see, it's also the 46mm Bluetooth version, and yeah, just some of the features that it has on the side there. Okay, so obviously there's no watch in there because I am currently wearing it. I've worn it basically every day for around a year now, and as you can see, it's working perfectly fine. Just taking a look at the actual contents of the box. I will note that I have changed out the strap that came with it for a nylon strap just because I find them a lot more comfortable. So here is the contents of that. So we've got some of the cases here that the original straps come in. The 22mm strap that I had worn before, which is the larger one, did actually break, but that's the small strap that they give you extra, which is a nice feature. We'll just put that down there, and then of course we have the quick start guide and the manual, the warranty card. And that's it for that side. And on the other side, it came with a travel adapter. I'm not sure if that's the original plug, but that's the one that it came with when I bought it. And of course the Samsung wireless charging dock. And that's about it for the Samsung Galaxy. There's nothing else included in the box. Okay, now that we've had a look at the first Galaxy Watch and the Galaxy Watch 4 Classic, let's compare the specs and see the difference that 3 years could make. Okay, so as an initial comparison between the two, so the watch size is about the same. So we have the Galaxy Watch Original and the Galaxy Watch 4, and just having a look, so the sensor is a lot bigger on the Galaxy Watch 4 compared to the old one, as you'd expect, having a lot more features. I am noticing that it's a lot thinner on the Galaxy Watch 4. The original Galaxy Watch is quite a lot heavier, in my opinion, and it is made of stainless steel, I believe, whereas the Galaxy Watch 4 is aluminium. Okay, now let's take a quick look at the just general usability of the original Galaxy Watch. So you press the home button and you can see everything's in this circle motion, where you can arrange the apps however you like, and there are all these circle icons. So it takes a few seconds for something to load up properly, in this case the news, and then it's a little bit buggy, but it is usable. It just takes a little bit longer for things to load up. And again, see, I press the home button and it doesn't quite register, so I have to press it again, and then you can see that lag. And as the icons are quite small, it can be a little bit. It can take a bit longer for you to be able to find whatever you need. See, the Bixby doesn't really work properly. You have to load it up. I've used Bixby quite a lot on this watch, but for some reason sometimes it just sort of crashes or resets, and then it asks me to set it back up again, and I already have quite a few times, so it's not really usable anymore, and it just takes way too long to load, as you can see. And now it's asking me for my language, so again I have to set it up. So just looking at the watch faces, there's quite a few different watch faces you can get. And then of course you have to go back onto the Galaxy Store if you want to download some new watch faces. And there's plenty of watch faces out there for you to try something new all the time. Okay, let's take a quick look at the internet browser. So I've clicked it there and it takes a few seconds for it to load up properly. And then the search, for some reason, it only lets you do the audio, the speech to text now, but when I was using the watch a few months ago before it updated, you were able to actually type on the watch. That doesn't seem to be an option anymore. So this is what's available at the moment on the older watch, so it doesn't have all the same features as the newer Galaxy Watch, but it has most of the main features like the heart rate and the sleep tracking and things like that. So I'm just going to try and send myself a text message just to show you guys what the typing is like on the older watch here, and I'm just going to text my backup phone, which is my iPhone. And as you can see, you can use the bezel or you can swipe across and you have the text to speech, the speech to text, you have emojis, and you have some T9 predictive text. And see, it's quite simple to send myself a text here, it doesn't take too long. And you can see what I mean here with the technology being quite slow and laggy, so I've just tried to exit, just pressing the home button, and the whole thing's just kind of frozen on me there and glitched out. One of the key reasons I actually wanted to upgrade from my older watch to a more recent model was because of the massive suite of features that are now available, namely the health tracking abilities, not to mention a much snappier Samsung Pay, although it is worth mentioning that because the Galaxy Watch 4 is now on Wear OS, you can also use Google Pay instead, whereas you couldn't on previous watches. First, let's have a look at the main features of the original Galaxy Watch. It comes with a heart rate monitor, a barometer, sleep tracking, gyroscope, detecting various workouts, stress management and breathing exercises, and Samsung Pay. All in all, for a first dive into the world of wearables, these features are great and quite impressive, but in 2022, with the Galaxy Watch 4 and other models out there, the older watches do seem lacking in a lot of features. The Galaxy Watch 4 offers the same sensors as in the older versions, as I just mentioned, but also includes an ECG to indicate possible atrial fibrillation, blood pressure monitor, a body composition reading to tell you how much body fat, skeletal muscle and water you have in your body, as well as a snore detection feature. It goes without saying that Samsung have really packed a lot more features into their latest tech. As well as having a ton more features, it also feels like a better overall user experience. Let's compare the display between the Galaxy Watch Classic and the Galaxy Watch 4. The original Galaxy Watch comes in two sizes, the 46mm and 42mm version. The display on both is 1.3 inches and is 360 by 360 pixels, which is made with Gorilla Glass DX+. The Galaxy Watch 4 Classic comes in two sizes, again the 46 and 42mm version. There are two screen sizes depending on whether you get the smaller or larger size of each version of the Galaxy Watch 4. The smaller version for both styles of the Galaxy Watch 4 come with a 1.2 inch display, whereas the larger sizes are both 1.4 inch. Now let's have a look at the hardware between the original Galaxy Watch and the Galaxy Watch 4. Starting with the original Galaxy Watch, which features an Exynos 9110 chipset and 768 megabytes or 1.5 gigabytes of RAM and 4 gigabytes of storage for photos and music. In my experience, the Galaxy Watch tends to get slow or sometimes crash depending on what apps you're trying to run. Not to mention Bixby is not working more often than not, which is a shame, as when I first got the watch and as my first smart wearable tech, it was cool to have a virtual assistant on my watch, even if it was only Bixby. The other issue I kept running into with the older watch towards the end was the camera controller function rarely working. Even after a lot of messing around on my phone and the watch, it wouldn't work, which is a shame because I really like this feature. Now compare this to the Galaxy Watch 4 with a much more powerful and efficient Exynos W920 chipset and 1.5 gigabytes of RAM on both versions, and up to 16 gigabytes of storage for a whole library of music for workouts, thousands of photos, or tons of apps and watch faces. Clearly, Samsung has made some great improvements in the few years since the first Galaxy Watch, and this doesn't go unnoticed, as all the problems I've had with my old watch have never even crossed my mind since first turning on my watch. So the original Galaxy Watch came with a 472 mAh battery. However, being that the original Galaxy Watch is now around 3 years old, the battery life, as you can imagine, isn't nearly as good as when it was first released. Plus, with older hardware and software being more power hungry, this means that the battery life isn't great in 2022, usually lasting around a day at best, depending on usage based on my personal experience. Now compare this to the Galaxy Watch 4, in my case the Classic, which comes with a 361 mAh or 247 mAh battery, depending on which version you have. Based on my own experience of using it for about a week now, the battery will usually last around a full day and a half. Considering I have my heart rate monitor set to measure every 10 minutes, and I usually play around with the other sensors like the blood pressure monitor and ECG throughout the day, I would say that the battery life is a lot more impressive and the software is a lot more efficient, which brings us onto the software. Comparing the OS of the Galaxy Watch original and the Galaxy Watch 4, all the models of Galaxy Watch up to Galaxy Watch 3 are still running on Tizen, which is currently on version 5.5, which is Samsung's own watch operating system. However, the Galaxy Watch 4 is the first line of Galaxy Watches not to run Tizen, but instead it runs on Wear OS, which was a Google developed OS, although Samsung has led the implementation on the Galaxy Watch. But one of the key differences in having Wear OS over Tizen is the access to the Play Store to get other third-party apps for your watch that aren't available on the Galaxy Store, as well as having Google Pay. Okay, so let's see which one of these watches powers up fastest, and just by about half a second there, the new Galaxy Watch 4 powered up a little bit quicker than the classic Galaxy Watch. I have already turned on the Galaxy Watch 4 to set it up, but that's just because when you turn something on for the first time, it does take a little bit longer to load everything. So the Galaxy Watch is already connecting to everything and loading everything up, and the Galaxy Watch is a little bit behind. And we're on the welcome screen, and around the same time, the older watch has only just sort of loaded everything up with the battery percentage and everything. Okay guys, so I've just set up the Galaxy Watch 4 and we're gonna now take the startup tour. So that's the default face there, and so that's how you get to the quick buttons and the apps. So you can swipe up here, whereas on the Classic you either have to press the home key or you have to swipe across to the widget. And the notifications, as usual, are on the left. And the difference that I really like with the Galaxy Watch 4 is that you can now swipe across from the left to the right to actually go back, which is a lot better than just having to press the home key all the time, and it feels a lot more natural. And that's it for the quick tour of the watch. So let's just have a little play around and see what the Galaxy Watch 4 has to offer and see how easy it is to use. So just like the Galaxy Watch Classic, if you want to, it has the arm rotation to wake up, and you can also cover the screen to turn the screen down. The home display is a lot more easy to find everything, the icons are a lot bigger, and things are a lot laid out a lot better. So we have a lot of built-in software already, a lot of apps built in already. We have the widgets there, as they are the Samsung Health, the body composition, which we'll do soon. You can measure your sleep just like you could on the Classic, except now you have snore detection, and it also measures your blood oxygen levels, which wasn't available on the older one. Again, the blood pressure, which we will have a look at. So obviously we have to allow it all the permissions and everything, and download the corresponding app on our watch, the Samsung Health Monitor app, and so I'll just do that off camera and then we'll set it up and see how accurate everything is. Okay, so now we can calibrate the Galaxy Watch 4, which you have to do using a real blood pressure monitor. So we're just going to do my blood pressure, calibrate the watch, and just see how accurate it is. And there we go, so my blood pressure is 127/72 and my pulse is 83, so we can see how accurate the Galaxy Watch 4 is going to be later on. It says it's 123/72 with a pulse of 80 beats per minute, so let's test it on the watch and just see how accurate it is on its own. So it's saying just to make sure that it's snug on the watch, and obviously their health disclaimer there, so we'll see how long this takes. Okay, so that didn't take too long, and this reading was a bit higher, so maybe it's just because it's the first reading that I've done with it, it's a little bit off. Everything seems to be off by a little bit there. Right, so now let's take a look at the ECG feature, or EKG, which is electrocardiogram, and it's supposed to test if you have atrial fibrillation or not. And then obviously the health disclaimer there, so all you have to do is just lightly touch the back key, and it takes 30 seconds to do, which isn't long at all, and it also monitors your heart rate as well. So there's the disclaimer there, that it doesn't look for heart attacks. The ECG, I have heard, it also is good if you have it slightly further up your arm, but we're just doing a quick test here, so we'll just see what it says. You do also again have to make sure you have the Samsung Health Monitor app downloaded on your phone as well. That didn't take too long at all, and it says that the ECG doesn't show sign of atrial fibrillation, and there's my heart rate, and we can also view the ECG on our phone as a PDF. So let's take a look at some of the other features here. So now we have music that we have to obviously add to, that we have to give permission to, and can connect to your Galaxy Buds as well, which wasn't a feature on the old Galaxy Watch. So we'll just pull out my Galaxy Buds 2 here and we'll see what we can do with the watch. And there we go, so it's saying that the case is 70% charged, the 85%, and here you can toggle between ambient sound and the active noise cancelling, which is quite useful as it's a bit annoying to have to go out of whatever I'm listening to change it from my phone. So it has all the other features like Samsung Pay. You've got as this is Wear OS and no longer Tizen, you have access to the Google Play Store, and again you can customize and change your watch faces as much as you like, and there's plenty to choose from, different styles with different features. Okay, so we're going to do the body composition, so I'm just going to set my height, and obviously my gender is male, so I'm just putting my height in, which is 185, and then you have to put in your weight as well. Okay, and there's a disclaimer, and it's saying that we should put it higher up on our wrist and use the middle finger and our ring finger, and a helpful demonstration there. So let's do a first test of the body composition and see what it says. So it doesn't take very long at all, and you can see here it shows obviously your overall weight, your skeletal muscle, your fat, your body fat, and how much water you have in your body. Just like on the other watch, there is a stress and breathing app as well to monitor your stress levels, if that's something that's important to you. And again, it doesn't take very long at all to do, about 20 to 30 seconds. There we go, so my stress level is really low, and there's also some breathing exercises there if you want to help de-stress. So you just breathe in with the flower and then exhale when it tells you to, and that's supposed to lower your heart rate and de-stress you. And then of course we can add other widgets there for whatever we want to customize everything, change around the order, and add completely different widgets or remove the ones that we don't need. And now I've come to the end of the video where we've compared the original Galaxy Watch that I've been using for just over a year and my first ever smartwatch compared to the new Galaxy Watch 4. And I've shared my initial thoughts and impressions based on around a week's worth of use. Let me know your thoughts and experiences with the Galaxy Watch 4 in the comment section below, and give the video a like if you enjoyed, and don't forget to sub to the channel.